if I am a climate tech entrepreneur and I have a technology that is going to decarbonize um, a significant sector of the economy, more often than not, you're going to need a lot of power to do that because you're taking what has traditionally been a thermal process and shifting it over to an electrical process, right? So, you're going to need a ton of power, and you want that power to be as clean as possible. And so, anything that we can do to make it easier to interconnect to the electric grid, for both the clean energy that wants to come online and then the new industries that that want and need that clean energy, is critically important. And I think, it's one thing to have pain points when you're in a robust, strong economy like in and around Greater Boston. But if you're in a place like Pittsfield, if you're in a place like Fitchburg or Leominster, New Bedford, Fall River, like all of them, you name it, right? Those pain points become the difference between somebody building their pilot facility there and someone building their pilot facility in West Virginia, in Ohio, in Georgia, in Michigan. Because as much as the IRA was great, and that it funded and created a lot of opportunities, it also raised the floor for everyone. And so, whereas in the past, Massachusetts was competing with California and New York and New Jersey and Illinois and a handful of other states to say, we've got the best climate legislation. You want to come here. If you're going to grow climate tech, we're going to build a market for you. Now, and I think thankfully it's good, healthy, important competition. But the IRA has basically said, like, you can build your climate tech anywhere. And now the states have, the competition between and among the states is that much more fierce. And we can't, I think if we want to help, use climate tech and other parts of tough tech to be a strategy for strengthening and building on what, gateway cities and the regions around them have to offer, then we've got to make it easier for entrepreneurs to go build there. I was in the state senate in Massachusetts from 2006 to 2016. I was chair of the energy committee for 6 of those 10 years. Wrote the bill that created the offshore wind market in Massachusetts, that doubled our solar market, that created our first energy storage incentives and others. And often during those debates, we talked about this not just being about doing the right thing by the climate, but also doing the right thing long term by our economy. And I can make the case of how we've seen that, but the more tangible that becomes, I think the broader the buy-in becomes, and the more people are not just scared by the science of climate, but hopeful about the future that we can build. And so, the opportunity to build that both short term and long term, is what brought me to this work.